If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 49 of the Inter Milan career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with the first leg in the round of 32 of the Europa League. Trabzonspor is the opponent. Now, I can't quite remember whether we played Trabzonspor last year in this series, or whether we played them in the Europa League with Liverpool in the series before this. I'm sure you guys will remember better than me, but we have definitely faced Trabzonspor previously on FIFA in this particular year, in FIFA 15. And actually, they gave us a pretty tough game, so I can remember playing, or having to play very well to beat them. I just can't remember who I was playing with at the particular time. But starting Stefan Jovetic up top alongside Marco Sau in this one, hoping that we could put in a decent performance. I was having to start a bit of a rotation side, considering the fixtures are actually coming quite thick and fast at the minute, with obviously games at the weekend and midweek. But we're able to cope with it at least better now than we were previously, because we have a much better but much better squad depth and much better ability in depth as well. The players that we're bringing in are of higher quality than they were previously. So I felt quite confident of being able to put up a decent display away from home in Turkey, but they were definitely having the better of the opening chances. You can see every highlight so far has been the Trabzonspor chance, although their finishing was left a little bit wanting, and just a side netting there for them in the beginning of the second half. Then it was our turn to have a foray forward and try and make the breakthrough if we possibly could. Marco Sau gets a good first touch here, brilliant pass through to Xherdan Shaqiri, stands it up, and how is that for a volley from Stefan Jovetic? Brilliant technique on that, and I'll show you the replay as well, to give us a 1-0 lead, and not only of course a 1-0 lead, but an away goal as well, which can be crucial in these particular situations. We tend to say that every single time we score an away goal in the first leg of a European tie, but it was brilliant technique from Jovetic, absolutely fantastic power on it as well to smash it past the keeper, give us a 1-0 lead. But then they came forward again, as we've seen already in this particular game. They're having a fair few chances, and then they hit the bar as well, so they're getting closer. They've gone from shooting wide to hitting the side netting to hitting the bar. Question is, are they actually going to get the ball into the back of the net before the end of the game? There's 10 minutes left to go. Bit of a mix-up here between 2 or 3 players, and Brozovic in the end is able to pick it up off them and race away with it. I wanted to drill it across. I triple tapped X, and rather than drilling it across, he just kind of chipped it at the near post. I was so annoyed there that he didn't just pass it across the middle. I thought I'd done the right button combination. Apparently I didn't. So a glorious opportunity to make it 2-0 that we unfortunately pass up. And then Marco Sau has another good shot here, well saved, and I can't quite get to the rebound as it goes to a defender first. So we aren't able to build on the lead, but we do at least get a victory in the first leg with a slim 1-0 margin away from home. So confident, despite the fact that Trabzonspor played very well there, that we will be able to get through to the next round, although we'll have to wait to see what happens in the second leg, which is coming up after this game against Atalanta. We are away from home again, this time in Serie A, and as you can see, we're still sat 5 points behind Juventus at the top of the table, sat in second, a point clear of Lazio, so not necessarily guaranteed Champions League football as we stand right now, so we could do with a good victory here, hopefully. They've got Robbie Keane up top playing for Atalanta. Obviously he used to play for Internazionale back in the day when he, was it before he got to Leeds? I think he left Wolves, went to Inter, and then came back to England to come to Leeds. I think it was only at Inter for a matter of 6 months or so. Didn't quite work out for him over here in Italy, but we'll be hoping that we can work out in this game against him. And I actually rotated the side again for this one to make sure that, because obviously the weaker side not necessarily struggled against Trabzonspor, but weren't as dominant as I wanted them to be. I played a rotation side again here against Atalanta to try and, you know, free up my my better players, my more recognisable first team players to play in the game in the second leg a little bit later on. But regardless of the fact that it was a weaker side, you can see that we are being very, very dominant so far in this one. A couple of good chances. I was disappointed that that header wasn't on target, actually. A lot of power behind it. Tried to aim it into that bottom corner. It just couldn't quite find it. But Taider lays it off here to Lucas Romero. Loads of space for Cavander on this right-hand side. Gets his shot away eventually after dancing over the initial tackle. It drops back to him. And again, it's a very good save by the goalkeeper, Morante. But unfortunately for me, Cavander was offside from the second effort. So even if it had gone in, it wouldn't have counted. But we continue continued to be on top in this first half. We haven't been this dominant in the first half of a game in Serie A for quite a while. Atalanta just could not get the ball out of their own half. And unfortunately, though, much like Trabzonspor in the game before, the chances were coming, just the accuracy wasn't quite there and the ball wasn't finding the back of the net. I was hoping that Atalanta weren't going to find a breakaway goal the same way that we did in the game before. But Dybala here, brilliant feat and misdirection to beat the defender, and then cuts back, lays it into the middle to Taider. Lovely turn, settles himself and then drills it into the bottom corner. And we do eventually have ourselves a 1-0 lead here away from home. And now that we've finally made the breakthrough, I really wanted to build on that, because our goal difference is a long way behind Juventus's and we need to improve that. So I was kind of hoping that we could pick up a couple of goals here now that we'd actually made the breakthrough. And playthrough was Rodrigo here. Plays it nicely inside the defender on his right foot, not the most strongest of right feet, so he decides to use the outside of his more favoured left, rifles it into the back of the net, and that is 2-0. And then Rodrigo again involved, linking up with Taider out wide to Matteo Darmian, who actually has been very good for us since coming in from Torino, wasn't it, for a minimal fee. But the ball actually finds its way to Dybala as Rodrigo misses the header at the near post. Dybala coming back from injury in this one and getting on the score sheet as well with 7 minutes to go. So we are able to get a 3-0 win eventually, although it could quite possibly have been 7 or 8 considering the amount of chances we had. But we'll take that. We'll build on it in the next game, which is of course the second leg, as we mentioned, against Trabzonspor in the round of 32 of the Europa League. However, like I say, I was rotating the side to play my full strength side here against Trabzonspor. However, I had a quick check of the fixture list before I went into this game, and it's just as well I did, because we've had a real turn up for the books with the way things have worked out, and I'll show you the fixture list at the end of the episode after we've played this game, and it will really prove to you or show you why I played again an unfit rotation side for this second leg. I wanted to annihilate Trabzonspor here with my full first team and kind of sail through to the next round of this competition, but I really don't have the opportunity to because of the fixtures that are upcoming, and like I say, I'll show you them at the end of the episode. But into the action we go, and Trabzonspor again starting off the stronger, and they're going to have the first chance here, getting into the box. I can't decide whether I couldn't really tell whether Congola got anything on the ball there or not. I can't decide whether it was a penalty or whether it was, he got a slight touch on the ball. Regardless, so a very physical challenge, and Oscar Cardozo, of all people, puts the ball into the back of the net. I thought it was going to go central, so I stayed in the middle. In the end, he went slightly to the left, so I think even if I had dived early, I probably would have dived underneath it anyway, and he still would have scored. So regardless, it's 1-0 to Trabzonspor, and that nullifies our opening first leg goal, but that puts us back in the driving seat. A lovely run and turn by Stefan Jovetic to power that into the back of the net. He's been absolutely fantastic since coming in for us. He scored on a more regular basis than Mauro Icardi was scoring, and we got a we picked him up for almost half what we got for Mauro Icardi, the Argentinian. And Jovetic again on the score sheet, pouncing on the rebound there to make it 2-1 on the night and 3-1 on aggregate. Although Trabzonspor stepped things up in the second half, as you can see coming down the right hand side here. It's not Burak Yilmaz, it's a different Yilmaz here cutting in from the right hand side. Finds Dursun, who's going to play the ball back into the box eventually, into Oscar Cardozo. Nice 1-2. Cross to Akici, is that? Or Akici. And that makes it 3-2. Now it's 2-2 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate. But of course, if Trabzonspor again, they'll go through on away goal. So I had to make sure that we did not concede another goal. And if we could, score another one. Brozovic here, loads of space for Marco Sal on this far side. But the space disappears as I get into the box. Brilliant feat, though, to open up the opportunity to get it inside on his favoured right foot. Tidy finish as well, underneath the goalkeeper. 3-2 on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. And we are definitely going through to the round of 16 of the Europa League. Trabzonspor, as you might expect, started to push a lot of men forward. Kevin Constant with a disappointing pass gives the ball away. Alvaro Pereira coming down the left-hand side. Again, so much space over for the man. Not the best of passes, actually, the back heel from Sissoko, but actually opened up the angle for Rodrigo to be able to take it around the goalkeeper. Slot it underneath him into the back of the net. 4-2 on the night, 5-2 on aggregate, and a convincing, despite the fact that the side was unfit and not 100% strength, convincing victory and progression through to the round of 16 of the Europa League. Unfortunately, Jovetic is going to be out for a couple of weeks with an injury, but this is why I had to play the rotation side. We got Juventus, who are top of the league, in the next game on Sunday. You see at the top, we had the semi-final game against Juventus. I thought that was it. I thought it was only one leg, but it's not. The Coppa Italia is semi-finals are played over 2 legs, but the legs are a month apart. didn't know that. So we got Juventus on the Saturday after playing, or Juventus on the Sunday after playing Trabzonspor on the Thursday, and then we've got them again midweek in the Cup. So 2 massive games coming up. We need to win the League one to get ourselves even within touching distance of them for the Serie A title. And of course, we're 4-2 down from the first leg in the Coppa Italia as well. So we need to get ourselves a victory in that one also. So the next episode on Monday is going to be particularly interesting and particularly difficult. So we'll have to wait and see how we get on. But that is going to bring today's episode to a close, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you might have missed over the past few days. And of course, check all of the links in the description to my Twitch, where I'll be streaming tonight, to my Twitter, where I'll be announcing what game I'm playing on stream tonight, and just various other stuff as well. And of course, to my Instagram, to my Facebook, and to my sponsor G2A if you want to get yourself any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any PC games. It's where I picked up The Witcher 3, which I actually streamed last night, and I'm thinking of streaming again next week. So let me know in the comments section what you thought of today's episode, and I'll see you next time.